Gilmore here with me as always. You know, my Robin and my Batman.
Yeah.
My co-pilot. What's going on, kid?
Hey, what's going on, Book? I've had a great week. I've had a much better week than Drake and J.R. Smith, but I'm happy to be here on the show today.
Yeah, man. JoJo, that's what I call it. You know what I mean? JoJo Smith. You know? Because anybody, that you feel me? We'll talk about that later.
Oh, man.
Eddie Ed, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm hanging in here.
Man, we about to blow up in this mug. We about to make it happen here tonight. I'm looking forward to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in the city of Houston. Weather is about 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it, man. I'm loving every bit of it. We got a huge, huge show. We're going to be talking about a whole lot today. How was your day? What'd you do today, man? What you
I
get
haven't
off
done
into?
much.
Yeah.
You know, I've been sitting, just researching
Yeah.
for the show. Just normal. I went to Red Robin for the first time ever today.
Yeah.
They opened that new one by Baybrook Mall. It's pretty good. I've never been to a Red Robin before.
I didn't know they with the line around the corner.
No. I was like the only one
yeah?
in there. It was like me and like two other people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You was talking about when they opened that chicken, Cane's Chicken. Man,
Oh,
when they first
man,
opened that
yeah.
Cane's Chicken, man. The line was around the corner, and they had police officers there because they know the brothers love the chicken. They say, man, we better secure this
Watch
thing,
out,
man.
Roseanne.
No, I love the chicken. I'm saying I was in line. Shoot, I'm saying thank you, officer. I'm saying let's guard all the chicken. You know what I
Let's
mean?
guard the chicken.
I'm serious.
Isn't
man.
that something when you have to have security in order to get chicken?
Nah, man, it was serious, man. I knew they were opening it, but I never knew Cane's Chicken had that kind of grip on America. You know, no, I'm serious, man. I just did. We did a whole segment.
Yeah, I remember.
On Cane's Chicken when it first opened.
I remember.
I mean, we go back and pull up some of the clips from that episode.
The archives,
I
yeah.
had to shut it down because we were talking about Cane's Chicken. I was like, man, well, what are we talking about here? I mean, this is Sports Radio 16, and we talking about how good the chicken, the sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it was, the sauce.
The special sauce, which everybody's special sauce is Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah.
I think we've all figured that out. McDonald's, Cane's,
Eddie,
it's always.
Eddie, you like the Cane's Chicken?
I do, man. I do.
See what I'm saying? You know, and what I like about them now, I think they got hip. They got hip. Now they make the strips to your order. You know what I mean? If you want them well done, crispy, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Because they know the brothers like theirs crispy. You know, when I go in there, I'm like, look, man, I know y'all make them like that. You know what I mean?
Give me a little extra.
Keep mine in there for an extra 3 minutes.
I got you.
You feel me?
You like your bacon burned too, don't
Well,
you?
you know, burn it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, my steak, you know what I mean? Burn it.
Oh, you like it well done.
Hey, you know, just like my women. You feel me? Oh, man. Hey, again, we're going to be talking about a whole lot, but first and foremost, got a big show next week, Reality of Wrestling, going down next Saturday night, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway. Hey, we got some tickets that we're going to give away here on the show live today. I said we give away 4 pair.
Okay, yeah.
If you've never seen Reality of Wrestling, check out Fight TV. Download the app, Fight TV. That's FITE. Download it. Check out Reality of Wrestling. Get your dose and come see it live next Saturday night. It's going to be some big, big matches. The biggest match on the card. A match that I'm totally looking forward to. I'm totally going to be sit back awaiting the outcome as far as what's going to happen, and that's Gino, the 3-time Reality of Wrestling champion, taking on Rex Andrews, the multi-time wrestling champion, period. This guy just have done it pretty much all over the country. Not all over the country, but all over the world.
Yeah.
And
India, Japan.
in a short tenure. So you got to definitely look forward to that match. It's highly anticipated because both of these guys have been with me for quite some time, for many, many years now. And on purpose, I made sure that they have not touched each other because both of them, I think, have what it takes to make it to the next level of professional wrestling. And what is that next level? The WWE. That's what I'm talking about. I think both of these young men have the potential to make it to WWE. So, guys, next Saturday night, we're gonna post a flyer here in a little while of the show on my Twitter account. So check on Twitter and what was that?
Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. It'll be everywhere.
We're gonna post it. So, guys, get ready. What?
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
You guys need to check it out because the two guys that's on the front cover of this poster is going to go out there and do it like it's supposed to be done. I cannot wait for Saturday night.
I mean, these guys, I've known both of them since I started over there at Reality Wrestling. Everyone was young in their career. And for them to never lock horns, and not just in Reality Wrestling, they've never wrestled each other anywhere. Anywhere in the world. They've never touched. And for the first time ever, for the Reality Wrestling Championship, June the 9th, we're going to see it in the main event. I think that that's going to be the cherry on top of what's going to be an awesome show because you have that triple threat match for the television championship, J.J. Blake, Terrell Tempo, and Abel Andrew Jackson, who's the champion. You're going to see Mike Orlando versus Ryan Davidson, too.
Looking forward to seeing Mike Orlando come back and make his return to Reality of Wrestling, especially after what went down last time, live right there at 10,000 MNF Lowry. It was a war, man. It was a war. First time we saw Mike Orlando in the Reality of Wrestling, but I tell you, he made a big impact, to say the least. But I'm looking forward to seeing that kid come back and get some redemption as far as Ruthless Ryan Davidson goes. Yes, definitely.
You're also going to see match, number 3 in the best of 5 series. We're going to see Aiden Cristiano, Mysterious Q. The winner of the series is declared the Texas champion.
Hey, man, Texas Championship have a lot of prestige. The reason I brought the Texas Championship back is because it's got a lot of heritage right here in this city with the man that, I pay homage to, Paul Bosch, the great Paul Bosch, who put it down here for so many years.
Show the ring to the camera. Show the ring right there.
That is right there. Yeah. Kiss the ring, sucker. That is, you know what I mean? But I tell you, man, that man right there, he laid the foundation for professional wrestling here, and for me to actually keep it going with a young talent, a young roster. I think the youngest roster around the country. And, people got eyes on Reality of Wrestling now. Reality of Wrestling is moving to the next level. If you want to be a part of Reality of Wrestling, guys, go to realityofwrestling.com. Do it! Do it now! I'd do it for you.
And if you want to get tickets to the June 9th show, Reality Wrestling live at the World Gym Arena in Texas City, Texas, all you got to do, we're giving away 4 pairs of tickets. All you have to do is call in. That's all you got to do. 713-572-4610. Call in. We're on until 6. You have until 6 to call in, and we'll give you those tickets.
Independent wrestling is truly alive. We was talking about the All In show that Cody Rhodes is putting on with the Young Bucks, as well as a lot of the young and up-and-coming talent. It just lets you know that the business have changed totally. But still, WWE is at its all-time high. That's even more crazy, you know what I mean? There's so many young guys getting opportunity, getting plucked from this organization, that organization, Reality of Wrestling, it is so awesome. And it's still, like I say, room for an all-in show to sell out 10,000 fans. That's going to be coming to that show from around the world. I mean, that's what we're trying to do here, guys, at Reality of Wrestling. If you're anywhere near 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, come check out your local wrestling, because I tell you guys, if you watch it one time live, you will not wait to get back. And I can promise you that. That's the only promise. As well as I can promise you some tickets. Give us a ring and we'll hook you up.
Yeah, 713-572-4610. You will get the tickets for Reality Wrestling going down next Saturday night. People have talked about for years, when's the next wrestling boom? When is it going to be like it was in the late 90s, early 2000s? When is it going to happen? And I actually think that we are in the wrestling boom right now. You have many top stars going on and being stars in movies like John Cena or Dave Bautista, The Rock. And then you have guys like...
I got a little something coming out here in a little while. Penance Lane. You remember the movie?
I remember you filmed this.
I did that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, guys, be on the lookout. As soon as I get this, I'm supposed to be getting the trailer here. Tyler Main's supposed to be sending me the trailer here pretty soon. Soon as I get the trailer.
Tyler Main, who played Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie, of course.
And I've been seeing a lot of people, Batista been killing it, man.
Batista's doing a great job.
You know what, man? I'm thinking about throwing my hat in. Show me how, she wants some, new, Gucci and stuff. You know,
She
what
wants
I mean?
those red bottoms.
It is. She was talking about the damn red bottoms. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely thinking about throwing my name in a hat on some stuff coming up. What do you think about that?
I would love it. I still say to this day there should have been a King Booker movie.
King of Booker, the most noble, the most majestic king of them all. Yes, I think so too. Oh, Shaft, something like that.
Oh, you'd be like a new version. Or you be Shaft.
Oh, the new Blade.
Okay.
The new Blade. You know what I mean? That's what I'm feeling something like that.
I think we're past Wesley.
No, yeah,
we need someone new.
And what better? You know what I mean? Than a brother like Booker T to just come on the scene. And I got to keep the hair though. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You know what I mean? That's why I have problems with going to Hollywood, because they want you to cut my hair, change your look and stuff and whatnot. You got to be clean.
Tell them to CGI it out. They CGI'd Henry Cavill's mustache out in Superman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they CGI'd his mustache out.
Well, shoot, man.
Tell him if you got to be bald, CGI it out.
You just make me
Spin the
bald
extra
and everything.
ducats.
Yeah, I like that. I could do that. I could do that. You know what I mean? But cutting the hair, man, it reminds me of Bruce Pritchard. Make me sick to my stomach. No. I'm just playing. Don't put that out there, guys. Don't make that something. Me and Bruce Pritchard ain't got no heat. But he did want me to cut my hair one time in a hair match. I'm still a little hot about that.
It was you and Edge, right?
Yeah, me and Edge. That's what we did, the shampoo thing.
It was the compromise.
Yeah, it was a compromise. You know what I mean? That was, but he did come to me and go, "Hey, Book, I got a great idea for you." This is after he's got me, like several upgrades.
First class,
on
flying
flights,
high.
I'm sitting back in coach and boom. Hey, Book, he see me at the airport. Hey, Book, what are you doing, man? Oh, man, just waiting to get on the plane. Hey, man, where you sitting? Oh, I'm sitting back in 21F. Oh, man.
Emergency row, though.
No.
No?
I mean, tucked in. We're back there by the bathroom. And he goes, "Look here, man, let me get you upgraded." And boom, next thing you know, I'm sitting in first class. And next thing, he did that several times. And then me and Edge got this angle going. And he goes, "Hey, Book, I got this great idea." Because he's working. He's one of the guys, one of the higher ups, one of the agents. One of the producers. And he said, "Hey, man, how about you and Edge have some kind of match, something with a great build to it. Something that's going to get the fans really, really excited. I'm not sure what we could do. Do you got any ideas? And I'm thinking, maybe a street fight. Something like maybe we can do a best of 5 series or something. And he goes, "Nah, what about a hair match?" And I go, "A hair match?" He goes, "Yeah, man, that would be awesome. That would be a great match, man. You guys go out, being hair match. It'd be awesome." And I go, "Yeah. Is Edge cutting his hair?" Because I'm not cutting mine. He goes, "Well, it was a thought. Maybe we could do something different, like a shampoo commercial. The winner gets
the Japanese
contract."
Yeah, okay. So that's how that came about.
That's how that came about, man. Hey. It's stupid, isn't it?
I like it.
He tried to lure me in, man.
Yeah, he was just like, "You have any idea?" Well, because I have an idea.
It's called, reverse psychology.
Exactly.
Don't fall for the okie doke, the old banana in the tailpipe, guys. Hey, this heated conversation. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Yeah, man. It's that boy, man. Yeah. I can't wait till Billy come to town, man.
Is he still touring?
Yeah, man. Billy still look good. Still got abs and everything at 60.
Must be implants.
I'm still working with his shirt off. I'm serious. Go check out some of his videos. And I said, man, Billy Idol still rocking it, man. At 60 years old. Look at Dallas Page. 60 years old. Still look great.
Yeah.
He
does look great.
yoga. I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
If I look half, I know I probably will, but that's the inspiration, man.
I'm trying to remember what old rock star it was. He was like, I'm I'm 60. I'm still out there. I'm doing it. He goes, and I still wear the same pants size. But instead of a 30-34, I'm now a 34-30. Hey, Book, but we've been giving away tickets on the show. 3 pairs already gone. And during the break, we got a call, and he's on with us right now. This is Clarence Glenn. Clarence, are you with us?
I'm here.
Hey, Clarence, what's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, how about you, Booker?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. Have you checked out Reality of Wrestling before?
I have seen it on TV.
All right, man. It's first time coming down and check out the show, huh?
That'd be the first time.
Awesome, man. Make sure you come down, have a good time on us. It's going to be big match, big main event match. Rex Andrews versus Gino for the Reality of Wrestling Championship. Tell all your friends about it. Go and spread the word about Reality of Wrestling, and we're looking forward to seeing you next Saturday night.
Sounds great.
Booyah, man. I appreciate it. Boom, there it is right there. We just giving away 4 pair of tickets already, guys. Boom, that quick. I'm putting two more pair out right now. If, you want to call in to the station right now and get those tickets. Do it. Do it now. What's the number, Bradley?
713-572-4610. Just call in. We're going to give a couple more pair away.
Yeah, a couple
So
pair.
do it.
Yeah, a couple more pair.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it now. I do it for you.
You know what else is going down June 9th?
What's that?
Aside from our show.
Well, what?
A certain guy that is he's going to be fighting
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Which, by the way, we found out what CM stands for.
Yeah, Chick Magnet.
Chick Magnet.
Yeah, Chick Magnet Punk. You know what I mean? That's a pretty cool deal. You know what I mean? Chick Magnet Punk. When I heard that, I was like, what the hell?
Chick Magnet.
Chick Magnet. Yeah, that's what it is. Chick Magnet Punk. Yeah. Yeah. He's got a, you know what?
He's actually been linked to several good-looking women. He might have something there.
One thing about CM Punk, he's got that, rugged, handsome look.
Yeah.
A lot of women love that look where, look like you got, beat up and you got a beard. They like that.
You just rolled out of bed, hadn't had a shower in like 48 hours.
Yeah, a lot. They love that.
Got into a fight at the bar last night.
Yeah, bad boys.
Bad boy.
You know what I mean? It's Punk.
Yes,
you know what
he's
I mean?
a punk.
CM Punk. Punk's got knowing the guys with the name Punk. You got to be tough.
David Otunga was called Punk on that reality show that he did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that I Love New York.
I don't know how tough David is. Listen, I'm not going to even go there. But I do know, Josh Punk Thompson.
Okay,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
there you go.
When you got a name like Punk, see, I was a punk rocker back in the day. I'm serious. No joke. No joke. I was a
You're
punk
like
rocker.
a Sex Pistols fan. Who'd you listen to?
No, I'm serious, man. I was a punk rocker, man. I used to make my own jeans. I used to spend hours, countless hours, at home. I'd get the jeans, and then I would, take a screwdriver and I would sit there and I would poke holes in them, just all over the place, When you see the guys walking around with the holy jeans right now, today in 20, I invented that.
Okay,
Literally.
breaking news here.
No, seriously. I mean, I'm not. This is no joke. This is no joke. I was doing this way before they were selling them, and I would sit at home, and I would do that. Or I had another scheme that I would do is I would use Clorox bleach. I would take some of my darkest jeans, take the Clorox bleach, wash them, and then take the Clorox bleach and then make like little rings going down to the leg of the jeans, so it would be blue, white going down. So I would do stupid stuff like that. I would take a T-shirt, cut it in half and put it back together with sewing pins, and make it look cool. You know what I mean? And that was my thing. I was offbeat. I had the permed hair. You know what I mean?
You had a perm?
Yeah, I had a perm at one point in time.
I wish I could have seen that.
At one point in time.
Like, what kind of perm? Are we talking like, Muddy Waters perm or
back
what?
in the days when they was pimping.
Oh, okay.
Pimping perm.
So you're talking about like a Snoop perm?
No, I'm talking about like the Mac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Max Julian.
Dolomite.
Yeah. I'm Dolomite. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, back in the day, man. But
Rudy Ray, that's who played that.
Rudy Ray Moore. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Bad dude, man. I loved all his movies, man. Signified Monkey. That was one of my favorite ones, man. Signified Monkey, man. Rudy Ray Moore, boy, was bad. Hey, but back to CM Punk, man.
Yeah.
Back to CM Punk. Serious business. CM Punk on day 4, just yesterday, just finished day 4 of the trial that he's going through. I mean, right now, can you imagine CM Punk is going through a trial as he's training for perhaps, I wouldn't say the biggest fight of his life, but the biggest fight of his life.
It is the biggest fight of his
Yeah,
life.
it
It's
really
terrible.
is.
And the trial is over the statements that he made on the Art of Wrestling podcast with Colt Cabana about the doctor from WWE, Dr. Aman.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, when I read the context of everything, and a lot of those names, I know all those names is being thrown out. But my thing is, there again, let's talk about it. CM Punk getting ready to go into this fight with Mike Jackson just next Saturday night. First match on the main card, which I will be watching. And the thing is, don't think that I'm sitting here and wishing for CM Punk to lose or anything like that, fans, because I'm not. That's not what my head is. But I'm wondering what CM Punk head is as far as going through a trial, because that right there could be taxing in itself. Going on the stand, having to answer certain questions, being grilled with the same question sometimes over and over and over. Sometimes you're sitting on the stand for hours on end at a time. And that right there, the body is one thing to pretty much tax out, but the mind, that's something totally different. Then to prepare going into a fight with Mike Jackson in the UFC in front of his hometown. Man, this could be a disaster.
It could be a disaster, and it's awful timing for CM Punk, right? I mean, I know that they pushed this trial. This trial, I think, was supposed to take place earlier, like several months ago, maybe even last year, but the trial was pushed back, and it just so happens to be pushed back and begin the week before his big fight with Mike Jackson. I actually asked Mike Jackson before we went live today. I asked him if he had any thoughts about CM Punk being on trial, and he just said that it sucks for him, but it's none of his business. But you know what? Mike's got to be a little happy about it. I'll be honest with you. He's got to be, because CM Punk's taking his eye off the ball here, not because he wants to, because he has to. He has to go in there and day after day after day be grilled by attorneys, sit on the stand, have to sit and listen to testimony from other people who are maybe disparaging him, or not disparaging him, but saying things about him that he might not be too fond of, or bring up bad memories from 4 years ago.
Not only that, but going through court battle, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
You got a lot of money coming out of your pocket. It's like having a boat. You know what I'm saying? Every time you put it in the water, man, you got to go spend some money. I'm serious. I ain't jiving. The carburetor got clogged up. The piston's bad. The salt water got in this. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, the mechanic working me. But no, seriously, that's what it's like. Having a boat or so, having a pool. You're going to be just spending money when you got to deal with attorneys and attorney fees and whatnot. So I'm wondering, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the real deal. This is the real deal. Heated Conversations, Sports Radio 610. This real talk. Those little notes that come in the mailbox every day, not weekly but daily. Those things are called bills, and they keep coming. They don't stop. They just keep coming, and they keep coming. As long as you live, they just keep coming. You're like, why don't these bills stop? Sometime within my lifetime. But they don't. So therefore, you got to keep going out there and making money. This got to be a huge setback for CM Punk's pocket, as well as Colt Cabana got to go through the same thing.
And even the doctor, Dr. Aman, he's got to go through it too. It takes a toll on him as well.
Well, no, I think he got people helping him, perhaps.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's got a great team behind him, but I'm saying it's still taxing to have to travel to Chicago and be there.
I'm sure it has to be taxing, but this is something, the moral to this story right here, guys, is, social media.
Watch what you say publicly.
Watch what you say publicly, putting stuff in print. That kind of stuff, it could set you back. It could set you back a long way. I remember when I got in trouble, the lawyer wanted $25,000 up front. That was just for a criminal case. This is well beyond a criminal case. So
yeah,
you need big dollars to work in what they're doing right now, as well as big dollars over a period of time. It's something that you're going to just have to, it don't stop. The lawyer don't say, well, you just pay me this much and, it goes away. It don't happen like that.
And
Honey, like the lawyer said on the movie, he say, look, he said, look, man, like what it said, Tony Montana, he say, look, I'll give you $200,000 more. He say, look, honey, baby, it's my job to go out there and make people believe this and that, but it's hard to convince a jury that you found $2 million in the back of a taxi cab.
Well, I definitely understand where you're coming from that, but also let's think about it. It's not like this just popped up, right? It's not like they're just starting the trial, but it's not like it's just coming out. It's just happening overnight, because CM Punk made those statements on that podcast back in November of 2014. That's a very long time ago.
Yeah, it is. But that's what
Thanksgiving Day 2014. I know I'm saying it's taken a long time to get to trial, but that means he's had to have a lawyer or lawyers
all this time, yeah.
All of this time since the suit was filed, which I'm sure was very soon after the comments were made. That's a lot of legal expenses not a lot of income coming in. Well, the only known income we know that CM Punk has had is from those comic book sales,
comic books, man,
and the $500,000 he got from UFC.
Right now they're selling comic books at $3-4 a piece.
He's gonna have to sell a lot of comics, man. And I don't know how many comics he's written on, but I'm saying, and I'm sure that he saved money from his WWE days. He would have had to.
I'm sure he saved money for. The thing is, Punk was making a lot of money in the WWE. I would imagine he was making a lot of money.
Absolutely.
As well as, I said it right here on the show. When you got a bus, when you got your own bus, you're riding around in one of those big ones. Plus,
you got some money.
You know what I mean? It's got the bunk beds in it, for the family. You got your own quarters, king size bed, chandelier, marble floor.
TV with the video games.
No, wait a minute. 3 TVs. What are you talking about? I'm talking about HD quality too, baby.
Satellite TV.
Showers, you know what I mean? Marble shower as well. You know what I mean? When you got all of that, it ain't free. It's like, I don't know if you ever seen Unsung, but if you ever watch Unsung, it comes on BT. It's always talking about an old musical group or something, and they sign these contracts. And they go on tour. They got the hotel. They got the car service. They got this. What you want, Dom Perignon? Dom Perignon. All of this. Then when the record sales come back, they get a check for $350. And they wonder what happened to all. And then they gotta come back years ago. Wait a minute. You don't remember all of these expenses here? You know what I mean? All of this money. You know what I mean? Man, that right there, man. I mean. That's what this guy's going through right now, man. Expenses.
And you can tell, though, it's taking an emotional toll on him, because he even had a moment on the stand.
Yeah, he had an emotional breakdown on the stand and, start crying to the point to where the judge had to take a 10 or 15-minute break. Tell CM Punk to compose himself, get yourself together. Man up! I don't know if the judge said that.
I don't know if the judge said man up.
I don't know if the judge said that, but wait a minute. I'm just throwing that in there, guys. That part is not real. But my thing is, for CM Punk to have a breakdown on the stand in this trial, in this civil trial, it has to tell me one thing. It's something about his mindset. His mindset is definitely not right. Going into a fight, the biggest fight of his UFC career. What is this training like right now? How can you train and have, and be breaking down, one moment, to the next? I don't see that. Dealing with this court thing could be CM Punk's biggest battle throughout this week leading up to the night. This could be this right here could make CM Punk a breaking, because there was arguing about what time they're going to start court on Monday and Tuesday. So therefore, CM Punk can't just think about his fighting over the weekend. CM Punk got to think about going to court early Monday morning and sitting back on the stand and answer more questions.
Yeah, and then how's that change his fight schedule, his fight camp, his weight cut, his preparation to fight Mike Jackson, any tape study, any strategic sessions with his coaches? It's a lot.
Fight plan.
I mean, good thing though. The only good thing about it, if we're trying to find a positive, is that the fight is taking place in the same city that the case is taking place.
6 man. He's got the 6 man. That's what he got. He's got the 6 man to help him out.
Yeah.
He's got the fans to root him on. He's got home field advantage. You know, he loved his Chicago Blackhawks. You know what I mean? He loved his Bulls. You know what I mean?
He might be the only person who does. Horrendous team.
Hey, guys, to see the conversation, stick around. We got a whole lot more for you. Dad, turn it up. Oh, that boy there, man. Oh, man. That boy Fat Pat, man. I'm going to tell you, when you come in with a drop like that right there, you better be ready to do it, man. This boy bad, man. Check this first verse out. Everybody looking at me, but it don't stop. Way back, came up a player, got what's that? Got the back. With that Fat Pat. To a G. I got paper in my hand, see, cause paper makes stacks. So there it is right there, y'all.
What do you think of that one, Ed?
See what I'm saying, man? I'm all up in this mug today, man. Brandon, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Book. Well, you know what? It's good that you're in a good mood.
Why am I'm always in a good mood.
I don't, because I didn't want to bring your mood down at all. But you know,
You can't break my mood. Look here, that's Fat Pat, that's OG Rock, that's from the neighborhood right over there in South Park, man. That's why I grew up, man. That's why I grew up. DJ Screw, all them boys, them boys from my hood, man. Yeah, them boys from
Off Griggs.
Yeah, boy, you feel me?
I know.
OST. Huh?
Old Spanish Trail. If y'all don't know, now you know.
That is. You know. But I'm feeling good, man.
I didn't want to bring your mood
You know
down.
when I'm feeling so good, you know, go ahead. You know.
Oh, I'm just saying, I didn't want to.
You're supposed to say, how good?
How good are you feeling, Book?
I'm just playing, man. Go ahead, man.
Well,
What you got?
I didn't want to bring your mood down at all, but I know you're a very proud man.
Very proud.
You're very proud. You've had a hell of a career, Hall of Fame career.
Hell of a career, man.
You know,
I've been talking about that all week, man. As far as I've been going all over the place. People have been talking about the career. You know what I mean? Booker T, man. You did it. I was with the Blue Rocks. Just last week throughout the first pitch at the Blue Rocks. I don't know if you guys saw that on video, but it was a strike. It was a strike right down the middle.
Clean over the plate.
Them Astros, you know what I mean? Hey, put me in, coach. Well, go ahead.
But you're a proud man, Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
You're the host of this show. You run Reality of Wrestling.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things well. One of the nicknames, you've had many nicknames throughout your career: GI Bro, King Booker, among others.
Creeper. A lot of people don't know about Creeper, but I used to be a hell of a dancer back in the day. Break dancer, pop locker. You meet me on the street, Creeper will take you out. Yeah.
Well, another nickname that you've had throughout your illustrious career is Cooker T.
Yeah. You can check out some of my recipes on YouTube. You know what I mean? My famous fried crab salad is one of my favorite. One of my other favorite is my mama's chicken, cooked and basted in mushroom soup with added mushrooms to go in with it. And I tell you, man, it's a monster. With the yellow and red pepper to top it off, and it's one of my favorite dishes. But I'm thinking about I'm putting the braised ribs on next, or the famous wedge crab salad. But then I got this one, man, that will melt in your mouth. It is a seafood spaghetti with shrimp, crab. Oh my God, is monster, baby. But but go ahead.
But
what you talking
so
about?
we had somebody on the show a few weeks ago, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh yeah,
and he had a lot of
yeah,
great
yeah,
stories.
Yeah.
He talked about his dad, about the Muhammad Ali stories, about making it in Hollywood, about being a father, working for WWE.
Yeah.
And at the end, he started talking about how he has a couple cookbooks, and he's a really good culinary master, if you will.
Yeah, he was talking about he got a little skills that he can cook a little bit. But
let me stop you right there, because I heard him on a show with another friend of the show, Christian Harloff, on his show One by One,
from Schmodown.
From Schmodown, and you know what? We have a clip. I just want Eddie. Can you play that clip for us? This is
What-
Freddie Prinze
wait a
Jr.
minute, what clip?
This is Freddie Prinze Jr.
What are you talking
on
about?
One-on-one with Christian Harloff. Check
I
this
know
out.
what I own,
Right.
and I'm comfortable and cocky in that. But I'm just honest about things.
What is that? Is
I-
that cooking?
Oh yeah, you
You
don't
rock
mess
cooking.
with me in cooking.
Yeah, you-
I did an interview with Booker T on his Houston show.
I know. They told me. They told me.
And
Yeah.
he said, "So, Freddie, what could you do?" I love his voice
the
so much.
best.
I could listen to him cut
He's the
promos
best.
all day. Even
He
if
does
they were,
Schmoedown stuff,
even
don't
if they
you
were
know that?
crappy ones. I know,
Yeah, he's the
dude. I
best.
love that you're
He's the
cool
best.
with Booker
He's
T.
the best.
And I told him, I said, "Listen, Keyshawn Johnson tried to talk this nonsense, and I challenged him, and I said, I'll cook whatever you cook best, and let your family be the judge." And still beat you.
Okay, so that's where it
And
comes.
Keyshawn backed off quick.
Yeah.
And that's when like the heel version of me comes out. Because
Right.
that's my and I told him, I said, "What do you want to do, man? You want to do barbecue?" And he's like, "Oh, you can't even touch me." I was like, "Dude, I
good
will,
Booker T, yeah.
I will crush you."
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, you're coming to Houston." And I will. Like
Yeah.
I've been cooking since I was 5 years old,
Yeah,
man. As
well,
long
that's
as
what
I've been
that's it.
doing martial arts.
Yeah, he been cooking and doing martial arts, so he's looking to come down here and cook and get an ass whooping. Huh? That's what he's thinking about.
So what is your reaction, Freddie
No,
Prinze
what
Jr.?
I'm thinking about this, man. I don't, Freddie Prinze. I hope he's listening. I don't appreciate somebody bringing my family in this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Sound like Pusha T.
You know what I mean? Bringing my family in this. You know what I mean? Talking about he gonna let them be the judge. You know what I mean? Like he gonna, beat me in front of he gonna beat me in front of my kids. You know what I mean? How you gonna tell a man that you gonna beat him in front of his kids, man? You know what I mean? This is cooking, man. This is cooking, man. This is all time. This is all world cooking here, baby. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this for Freddie Prinze, just to put him on notice. Tomorrow around noon to 1, I'm gonna be cooking some ribs at home, and I'm gonna Facebook it live. You know what I mean? Because I want him to smell the smoke that's gonna be coming off the grill. I want him to see those ribs in the fresh cut. And you know what I'm gonna do? Is I'm gonna get the cheapest ribs I can find at HEB. I'm gonna find $10, for a rack. You know what I mean? That's got the most fat on them that you can find. But when you see the finishing product, you're gonna say, "Man, who is this dude here? That man." Give him the Pabst Blue Ribbon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down. I'm down with everything Prince got to do. Hey, let's do it.
We need to set this up. I think we need to
set.
set it up. Booker T, Freddie Prinze in a cook-off barbecue.
And then he talking about his karate. You know what I mean? That's almost sounded like he was calling me out. You know what I mean?
It's exactly what it sounded like to me.
like Freddie Prinze was calling me out. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got it no more. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, man. I'm in the gym hanging and banging in the zone weekly. You've seen some of my videos, some of my pull-up sessions, some of my push-up sessions. I go all day long, Prince. Don't get me hot, man, because, don't call me out.
Hey, he's a Prinze. You're a king.
Exactly. That's where you better not mess up at, sucker. There's more news going there. My blood pressure's going up.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Let me bring it
Simmer
down.
down a little bit.
Let me bring it
Simmer down.
Let me bring it down just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. It's more news. But before we get to that, today, before I left the house, man, Tiger Woods was doing it. Tiger was 9 under par today, guys, to finish the round at 9 under, but he bogeyed the 18th hole was a 472-yard par 4. Man, I can't even imagine something like that. And he hit it. He had 175 yards to the green. Put it on the green and then freaking 3-putted, man, and blew it and walked away 9 under. But this kid, Joaquin Niemann, 19 years old, from Chile. When I left the house, he was leading the tournament at 13 under par. Just eagled before I walked out of the house. Still had plenty of golf left to play today. Unbelievable. 19 years old, 40-something-year-old. Got guys in between. Cantley doing good. Justin Rose doing good. But to see Tiger Woods on the front page going into the final round, which will be tomorrow, I'll be sitting in front of my television, anticipating Tiger to go out there and pull off something majestic on Sunday, like only Tiger Woods can. People have been wondering for a long time. This is Jack's tournament right here. people have been wondering for a long time, is Tiger Woods going to go out there and win another big tournament, getting ready for the U.S. Open? This right here is a warm up, but I think Tiger's form is ready. Tiger right now, he missed so many short birdies. He could actually be right now probably 13, 14 under par if he would have just clutched and cashed in on a little one birdie, literally one birdie that he missed with a 3-footer. 3-foot birdie, and he missed it. I could have hit that birdie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but the
man.
pressure, man, the pressure has got to be.
Pressure's big. It's intense.
It's got to be a lot of pressure on Tiger. But I tell you, from tee to green, fairways, consistency, getting to the green, he's number one. Driving accuracy, he's number one. Putting, he's off the charts. He cannot sink a putt, man. But he's still 9 under par going into the final round. Man, you got to give it. I give him props.
Missing a 3-foot putt is like your team being tied in Game 1 of the NBA Finals and getting a rebound and running the clock out.
JoJo Smith move. You know what I mean? People wonder why I call him JoJo, because that's real JoJo. You know what I'm saying?
I know our Cleveland originator, Eddie Ed, had to be so upset.
You know what, man? I'm not even, I don't have anything invested. But LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, they should have won that game.
They should have.
That game was there. The referees took one away from them.
Sure did.
That charge that LeBron took, that should have been a charge. I mean, you don't go back and replay something like that. I don't know what is, but that right there.
It's like the 4-point play in Game 7. But go ahead.
That's one. The Smith thing, man. I don't know. And for him to say, I thought we was winning.
This
What game were you looking at?
This is my favorite picture from that. Look at LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
I mean, he just is not a happy man.
LeBron was. Thing is, LeBron had exerted every.
Like, he made the real ugly face too.
He had literally exerted every ounce of energy in that game in those 4 quarters, man. And he did everything possibly known to put himself in position to win that game, and should have. And some teammate who, I don't know, maybe JoJo felt left out the whole game. He hadn't done anything. Nobody had gave him the ball. He just wanted it. You know what I mean? And the thing was, he went up strong and snatched the rebound.
Yeah.
And I'm
over
thinking,
Kevin Durant.
And I'm thinking he just going to go right back up with it strong.
Throw it right back in.
Oh, get fouled. Anything. I don't care, whatever.
4 seconds left.
I'm like, I didn't care what. And he took off running. It's almost like, a player grabbing a football and running the wrong way, and it was beyond me. And the thing is, LeBron James, God bless that man. We've been having the discussion as far as, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, who's the greatest of all time. And, LeBron James went out there and did something spectacular and still did not come out with a victory. And I still think the conversation is going to be open for many, many years to come, who's the greatest. But LeBron James has done something that I've not seen many, many people can do with a team like, that got players like JoJo Smith on the team, on the sideline.
Ed, I got to get your reaction. How did you feel in that game?
I was upset. I couldn't believe it, man. Because a lot of people wasn't giving Cleveland a chance anyway. And for the simple fact, we had a chance in this game, and we was up 11 at one point.
Away.
Yeah.
In Oakland.
Yeah.
Game
LeBron
1
was having one of the best games in his career.
Man.
And for J.R. Smith to blow that game
No.
JoJo.
JoJo. Yeah, I'm going to start calling him JoJo.
JoJo.
Too.
You say, why do you call him JoJo? Because that was real JoJo.
That had to be one of the worst plays in the history of the finals. I mean, ever. That's up there. And then, Tristan Thompson gets thrown out of the game. He and Draymond have a skirmish. I'm looking forward to Game 2. I said I wasn't going to watch, but now I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Chris Webber, made a mistake like that back in college.
Yeah.
And that is a college mistake.
Yeah.
That's not a professional mistake. I can forgive Chris Webber. He was a young kid. He was in one of the biggest, situations of a young man's life, and made a mistake. and cost him. But he was a kid. This is a grown man who did not know the score of the game that he was playing
In the finals.
That right there is beyond me. He did not know the score of the game in the last 4 seconds that he was playing in. That I do not understand at all. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But for you to be a professional player, playing on the professional level, to not know what the score is in the last 4 games in game 1 of the finals, that is beyond me. If I was LeBron James, you know what I'd be doing right now? Packing my bags and getting ready to go to Houston. Hey, guys, it's Heated Conversation, Sports Radio 610. Back in a minute. It's old school right here, y'all. Just ride with me for a second on this right here. OJ's. And this real talk right here, man. Money. Yeah, that is. Let the money rule you. Yeah. Listen to me, y'all. Do things, good things with that. Yeah. Yeah. Almighty dollar, dog. See, I'm gonna tell you right there, man, it's timeless right here, man. Listen to me, y'all. Do things. With that. I'm gonna tell you right now, them boys, they show up right now in town. And you just close your eyes if it in concert and they sound exactly like this right here. This ain't no superimposed, sounds, beats and, whatnot with
holograms
the drums.
and
No. It's real, dog. It's real. I'm talking about what? I'm talking about chicken, greens, collard greens. Huh? I'm talking about some of that real down home cornbread. That's what this is right here, man. See that?
He'll steal for their mother.
People will rob their own brother. People can't even walk the street. They never know where they're gonna be. See what I'm saying? That's real, man. That's what's going on right now in these streets. All about that mean green.
All about it.
Mighty dollar, y'all.
Cash rules everything around me.
Cash money. Speaking of cash money, a brother that's making cash money, he looked like he's making a whole lot of cash money as of late, and that's Enzo Amore. No, a.k.a. Enzo Amore, now known as Real One. Just dropped a new single. I mean, he's talking about working with Kanye West. At least he said he did some stuff in Kanye West's studio. I don't know if he met him. I know he was doing some stuff in Tupac's, the same studio Tupac got shot. Enzo Amore, right there in New York City. There he was, walking in the door, getting ready to go in there and cut his new single, Phoenix. Phoenix, guys, the video is at 1.4 million views as of today. It might be up higher now. Enzo Amore has stepped away from it. Hey, this is big, man. This is big news. Enzo Amore, did you hear some of the lyrics? We can't talk about the lyrics. You got any of the lyrics that you can talk about?
No.
Come on, man. You got some of the lyrics.
I don't have any of the lyrics. And I don't think that due to FCC regulations, I can repeat any of them.
I'm talking about some of the clean lyrics.
I don't think there were any. Or at least none that were audible to the human ear. That was probably You know, there's been a few wrestlers, right, who've done raps before.
Macho
Right.
Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage. We've
We
played it on the
played
show.
some of the Macho Man on the station here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. of
Find
that
some Macho Man Randy
beat.
Savage.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think there's one called Remember Me. Let's hear that one. But there's John Cena. He
John Cena,
did
John
a
Cena.
rap album.
I was with John Cena on BET, 106 in Park,
Yeah.
and John Cena freestyled, and I go, man, this white boy is good. I say he's gonna be something here in the world. He's gonna this guy. I mean, no joke. I mean, we in a room with nothing but brothers, and they asked John Cena, the whitest guy in the room, to freestyle, and he. Well,
Turn that up, Ed.
That is. That is. Another,
This is the Macho Man, right? Yeah.
Another guy. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's got a nice beat to it.
It's not a bad beat.
Yeah.
Let's hear. Turn it up a little bit. Ed.
What? Yeah.
Y'all remember me, back in the days, the wrestling OG, Randy Savage don't play, but killing in the cut, but back on the scene, I still kick your butt, cause I feel real mean, coming with the heat, so don't try to stop me, refuse to get beat, y'all can't top me, still got the fury, still got the fire, the best till I retire, cause that's my desire.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring it down.
That's my point out. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what?
I'm always down to fight.
Actually, this actually sounds pretty good.
Remember me.
Let's go. Wait a minute. Let's compare this to Enzo's. Like I say, Enzo's deal was it was different. You
It
know?
was a lot different
Did
than
you
that.
see the video?
That's where I saw it. So this video is Phoenix. I believe it's on worldstarhiphop.com right now. Real one, aka Enzo Amore. This, you know, well, like I said, John Cena, Macho Man Randy Savage.
1.4 million views, man.
R-Truth is another guy who's dabbled in it.
Look here. Wait a minute. I don't think R-Truth's getting 1.4 million views.
Well, because 1.4 million people aren't laughing at R-Truth like they are Enzo Amore. This
Wait
is without a
minute.
doubt.
We
In the
don't- we
world
don't-
of
look here,
hip-hop.
My thing is this here. You know what, man? I'm going to take a step back for 1 second. I'm going to take a step back for one moment, Brad. And I think, and I advise you to as well, because of this day and age that we are living in today. Enzo Amore could be the hottest rapper tomorrow in this whole United States of America, you know, because of these fans, man. They like different things these days. It's different, you know. Just because it's not your taste, don't mean that the next guy is not going to say, man, this is dope. I like this, man. I got to get a copy of this, but where can I get the CD? You know what I mean?
If someone's looking for a CD, they might be a little bit past their prime there. The only thing that
Wait a
Enzo,
minute, man.
the only thing that
Wait a minute,
Enzo,
you calling me old?
no, I'm not. But the only thing that Enzo Amore CD would be good for is so I can have something to place my water upon. It'd be a
Nah.
nice little coaster
Nah,
set,
man, I'm
maybe a
telling you.
memorial coaster set. That was without a doubt one of the worst songs I've ever heard ever.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
one of the worst songs I've ever heard ever.
Let me tell you something.
And there's a lot of bad music out there.
Let me tell you
A
something.
lot, Ed. You know this.
look.
That's one of the worst songs I've ever
You
heard.
can say what you want to say about this video and this music, and that Enzo loves this.
This is not music.
well, it's his form of art. Okay,
We'll say it's his truth.
Let's just say that it's
Just
his
say
form
it's
of art.
his truth.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody believes in Real One. You know, I'm not gonna call him out of his name or anything. I'm not gonna say Enzo Amore. You know,
Real One.
Someone likes Real One, and somebody is backing this whole. Somebody got to be backing this whole project. Somebody got to be putting money behind this video. This video was shot with several different cameras. I'm talking about rolling cameras at the same time. I'm talking about, I think I even might have seen a few, you know, the helicopter cameras in this thing as well as it was shot in like 3 or 4 different sets. It was very
It was well produced.
it was
I'll give
very
him that.
well lit and well produced. Somebody spent a whole lot of money on producing that video. So somebody have sit in the room. I don't know if it was Clive Davis.
Stop
You know,
it. Stop it.
what? What's the guy that used to be with Easy and all those guys?
Whoa, who? Dre?
Jerry Keller.
Yeah.
yeah,
Keller.
Yeah. Maybe,
Heller, Jerry Heller.
Jerry Heller. It might be
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean?
Ruthless Records.
But somebody, Jerry Heller might have talked to him and said, "Hey, man, you could be the next Eazy-E. Let's produce this thing. I see you. You got talent. Somebody's backing him.
You don't believe this was a good song?
Look, it's not up to me to.
It is up to. I'm asking you. I'm putting you on the heat seat. Is this something that when you're riding on 45, as your son said, in the vet, would you be bumping Real One Phoenix?
See, that's where you misunderstanding everything. You know. What I mean?
No, you're dodging the question.
No, what I'm saying is, Brad, just because, do you know how many people voted for Donald Trump? They may not listen.
62 million.
Exactly. A
Something.
portion of that 62 million might want to be a part of listening to this video and listening to that kind of music. You never know. There's a lot of people out there that like different things, is what I'm saying. So I cannot sit here and say that Enzo Amore is not going to be the biggest rap star in the history of the game, like Eminem.
He's not.
And
I
Dre
can
and
lay your
Tupac
fears to rest.
and all
He
those
will not
guys.
be.
You know what I mean? Because, like I say, somebody backed this video. Am I right or wrong?
Somebody had to.
Somebody put a lot of money behind it.
Somebody put some money.
They had to go out in the desert and shoot some stuff. They had a church they was shooting some stuff in. There was this in this one room. They had this one fat guy
I saw it. Yeah.
Pay him some money. You know what I mean? All the producers and the production. We do this thing on a weekly basis. You know.
I understand.
You know how many
I understand
people
it gets
involved in
costly.
getting something like that done. So somebody. I mean, he's down there in Tupac's studio where he worked at. You don't think it costs money to go in that studio?
I'm sure that it does.
I mean, how much money you think it costs to cut that
I'm
record
sure
right
it's
there?
to cut the record.
Yeah.
I'm sure he put a few grand behind it.
A few grand behind it. Of course,
Yeah.
he put a few grand behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is,
Mixing, mastering.
exactly. You know what I mean? And they put that thing, they put it down like 3 hours. You know what I mean? So what Ed?
Do you think this was a good career move?
Have you heard it? Have you seen it? Have you heard it, Ed?
I seen a little bit of it.
Yeah. What
And-
part? Tell me what parts about it you like.
Which parts does he like?
That's what I said, isn't it?
That's kind of tough, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He did a nip up in the video. He did a nip up in the video. You didn't like that?
I didn't like anything that he did. I don't like anything about this. And, he goes to disparage the woman who made the allegations against him.
You know what? This is the only thing that I don't get. It's the first time. This could be a history-making song. Literally. History.
I don't know why you're trolling everybody right now.
Really.
I don't know what you're doing.
No, what I'm saying
I don't know what
is-
your angle is here.
No, what I'm saying is, this could be the first time someone put his first single out, and it was a diss record. That's history right there. Right, Ed?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch this video now. It's kind of hard, man. I
It's
can't
a
lie
diss
to you.
record, man. It's a diss record. It's trying to tell people, man, you go in Phoenix, something might happen to you. You might get in trouble. Somebody might drop a dime. Anything can happen. But it's got some it's got some life. It's got some legs behind
No, it does not. It does not. And he needs to stop now before he further damages his reputation.
Hey, I
and his
can't lie.
livelihood.
I can't lie. I like the beat though.
You like the beat?
The beat is nice.
See what I'm
It's a
saying?
nice beat.
See, that's what
Let's
I'm
not
talking about.
validate this,
No,
please,
I'm
guys.
serious. You got to be able to find something good.
This is horrible.
My mama said, if you ain't got something good to say about somebody, Bradley, don't say it at all.
She said that to me.
That's what, that's what my mama told me. So my thing is this, man. I ain't going to shoot on this man. I'm not going to, throw him under the bus or anything about his music. You know what I mean? This is just the first song. Enzo Amore, you could tell the guy got a vocabulary that he could talk all day. He could put together some stuff. Maybe, if he's coached properly. Maybe if he, gets some people around him that's going to help him.
You think this is a good career
Look here,
move
let me
for him?
tell
No,
you.
you think this is a good career move for Enzo Amore to be a rapper?
You
No, you think it's a good career move?
You remember Easy first song? Cruising down the street.
Street in my 6'4".
In my 6'4". He
Yeah.
couldn't even get it right. They had to coach him. Once they coached him, boom. Easy.
Yeah,
became
but
one of the greatest-
you know what?
He became one of the greatest of all. Look here.
He had
Easy-
Dr. Dre
Easy-
and
look
Ice
at-
Cube.
Tell me.
Ice Cube wrote for him. Dre produced for him.
Didn't you hear that? Did you hear this man say he was working in Kanye West's studio.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
You didn't
Kanye
hear
just
that?
left a drive full of beats sitting around.
You
for
don't think
Enzo.
you don't think Enzo is in there, making moves, making money moves, trying to talk with people, big wigs like Kanye West. Kanye West right now needs somebody, to throw a little shade off of him. You know what I mean? So what better than to have someone like Real One? Don't let me get his name wrong. Real One, come in there and bust a move, put out something real dope, let the world hear it. And that's just the first single. We talking about the album. We talking about the whole, the 12-inch.
You're a
So
great
do
troll.
he have an
play.
album coming out?
You're a great troll, Booker T.
You know what? I think we'll talk about that when we come back in a minute. We'll be back in a minute.
Let's go. It's that bounce right here. Time to move on. Time to be strong. Don't stop now, straight to the top now. That's what I need. Come on, that's for you, baby. Girl, you made me believe again. If you happy, then be with
Yeah.
me. Go ahead, mommy, breathe again.
That's that
Go
boy
ahead,
Diddy.
Mommy, breathe again. Don't stop now,
See,
straight to the
I'm
top.
gonna
now.
tell you,
Go
man.
ahead, mommy,
Write
make
it for him.
happen.
Write it and see what he
I
do
need
with it.
your love that's gonna make my
Yeah,
heart
be a
stop.
hit every
What
time.
I need is simple.
What do you
5
think?
foot 5 with dimples.
Potential,
With
life
life
credentials.
potential. Oh,
Know about the life
yeah.
I'm into, life I've
Diddy
been
could
through,
Diddy
and
could
how I
he's had a nice little
to mental.
delivery.
It's a ride.
You know,
No, Diddy was good, man.
had a different voice.
Diddy was like I say,
Like you knew it was him.
Diddy's a boss. You can tell he's the boss. You know what I mean?
There-
That's some Real One stuff right there, dog.
Don't even start with me.
That's some Real One stuff right
You,
there.
you think
Nah,
Real One wrote all of his raps
Real One, yeah. You didn't see the freestyle he did on
on Hot 97
on Hot 97. You didn't see
with
that?
Rosenberg?
Yeah, Rosenberg. You didn't hear that? Man, that was one of the hottest freestyles.
God, stop it, Book.
No, I'm serious, man.
You're killing me.
No, you can't pull that one up. That Hot 97, man. Pull that up, man.
Well,
mean,
I don't know.
yeah.
There might be some profane
it
language.
wasn't no profane language in that. It was all clean. Hot
You
97.
might
Which
wanna
one was
screen it? Hot 97 Enzo Amore freestyle.
No, I'm gonna tell you, man. When I heard it, I was like, man, Enzo can flow, man. This boy can flow. I mean, he got some. Now, the thing is, look here, man. The thing is, he's different. He yells in the mic. A lot of times. Almost kind of like, what's the guy that went to jail back in the day from Louisiana?
I don't know.
Mystical. You know what I mean?
Mystical.
Yeah, shoot, Mystical, right?
Mystical was tight though.
That's Mystical, right? The one that went to jail, right?
For No Limit?
Yeah, Mystical. Yeah, he
Take a bath, wash yourself.
yeah. Watch yourself. That
Yeah.
one right there.
Show me what you're working
Shake
with.
it.
Is that one right there? That
I
boy-
know. I was.
No, that boy there, he had that throwing your voice. He would yell sometime. He would yell a whole lot. You know what I mean?
Well, that's all he
wait a
could-
minute, DMX. DMX had that same flow. He yelled all the time.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. He was another one. You know what I mean? Enzo falling into that, that same mode. He, like I say, I think he just needs to be coached. I just think he needs to be, have somebody to, work with him a little bit. As far as, we just talking about the delivery, Diddy. You know what I mean? Diddy delivery is spot on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He had to have somebody work with him on that, man. It just don't come naturally sometime. And I really think Enzo, man, the guy got something. He got something.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm going to be honest with you.
Look,
I thought I was only going to
you
be
at Music City. I ain't seen you down there.
Look.
Going in those studios. Producing no albums.
With-
you know what I
with-
mean?
with
And
Kanye.
and hanging out with Kanye. And yeah,
Look.
Eddie was just talking about the new album. The new album
You knew
is
Kanye.
no the new Real One album is coming out in the fall. Yeah, they're working on it.
I thought I was only going to be upset with you for one thing today. I was a little upset. You were at NXT. Was that last week?
Of course, it was.
Last week, and here I am. I remember. Let me take the listeners back for a second, because I remember it was like July, maybe 2016, something like that. And Booker had to. You were predisposed. You had an injury or
Elbow.
an elbow injury. Yeah, and the injury occurred from over 2 decades of performing a signature move of yours
Yeah.
called the Spin-a-Rooney.
Yeah.
And you actually were in the hospital recovering,
Yeah.
and I was leading the show. You called into the show, and you made a big announcement. You said that, officially today, I believe it was July 26th, 2016,
Yeah.
the Spin-a-Rooney is retired. I'm not doing it anymore. No more. And that was a big scoop. It got picked up on all the websites,
Yeah.
national headlines.
Never doing it again.
And he said, I'm never going to do it again.
Yeah. I'm never going to do it.
And I'm, at home. I'm scrolling through the Twitter, and I see at WWE tweet a video. Now, first I saw Booker was in the ring with Bruce Pritchard, who we talked about earlier on the show, and his son, Kendrick Huffman, right? And I'm like, oh, let me see what Book's doing. And then Booker said, I haven't done the Spin-a-Rooney in 2 years, but this is my city, damn it. And he proceeds to get on one knee and do the Spin-a-Rooney. And I'm hot. I'm upset. Like the new Drake song. I'm upset that Booker broke his word to you, the listeners of Heated Conversations on Sports Radio 610, and he did it. And you know what? Back in the day, you did give yourself an out. You said for the right price. So I want to know, break the news again. How much did you get paid to do the Spin-a-Rooney again?
That one,
I'm upset.
I can tell you this right here. Bruce Pritchard was in the ring with me. And he knew I wasn't going to do it. All right? He knew I wasn't going to do it. My plan was to tell the crowd, hey, guys, Spin-a-Rooney is officially retired. And I was going to walk away from that thing. But sometimes as performers, we get caught up in the moment. We get caught up in the moment, man. The red light's on. I was cutting a promo. And my
promo was good.
Man, promo was dope.
It was good.
Everybody in the crowd going crazy. All the young NXT guys in the back taking notes saying, man, this is the way it's supposed to be done. This is the way it's supposed to be done. Make a bow down. You know what I mean? So it was awesome. And the thing was, a friend of mine, I ain't going to throw no names out or anything like that. But a friend of mine, he was at Reality of Wrestling, a while back. And he said, man, he had this little boy. Had a little boy with him. He said, man, I just want my son to see me do be champion, at least just once, And I go, man, I thought about that. And I say, man, I think Kendrick, my son, at least need to see me do the Spin-a-Rooney in front of the crowd. It wasn't for me. It was for Kendrick. It was for my little boy, to make sure that he knows that his dad, one of the greatest of all time, goes out and entertain the crowd, give the crowd the ultimate show all the time. This is what it's supposed to be like, son, every single time. And right now, since my son is in training, Kendrick is in training right now. I'm getting him ready for, his first run. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's bad.
So you're going to let him follow in his father's footsteps.
I'm not saying that, but if it's something that he wants to do, and I think he got the bug. He was right there in the middle of the ring with me. Guys, look it up. You can check it out. Me and my boy, we were right in the middle of the ring together. He's watching his dad do the Spin-a-Rooney. We finished it. The way they finished the shot was the coolest, because I was holding my son, and I'm pointing at the crowd. He's pointing, at the crowd, and I got the biggest smile on my face, that I've ever seen. I was like, so happy, and I had my flip-flops on because my feet were hurting. But I still did the Spin-a-Rooney without my flip-flops coming off. That was the best part.
That was pretty impressive.
It was impressive. But my son actually, he knows that he can do the Spin-a-Rooney one day as well.
Well, you said it was retired. You kind of went back on that. But it happens with athletes. Sometimes they say they're done, and then they come back. But this week, the Count, Michael Bisping, said he's done with the UFC. I've retired. He's out. He's done. Wrap him up. Put a fork in him. He's done.
The thing is, I look at Michael Bisping, and I look at his body of work. What he's done throughout his career.
But he's 30-9, I believe. 30-10.
Yeah, 39, and he's had a hell of a career. He's beat some of the top names in the business. He was always the guy that was you didn't expect to go out and pull it off, but he would most of the times. And Michael Bisping, I think he'll be remembered. How will you remember Michael Bisping?
I'll remember him most for the Luke Rockhold fight. You know, going out there, hitting Luke Rockhold between the eyes, winning the title, and then coming to that post-fight press conference. I'm the champion of the world, people. That's what I'll remember Michael Bisping for.
Yeah, that was good. Beating Anderson Silva, of course. But I think what he'll be remembered for the most is putting Europe on the map. He's been the guy that's been that's been representing for the last 10 years. Michael Bisping, he started a young kid, in the sport. And he definitely excelled, and he's done very, very well. Like I say, he's been the underdog going into a lot of these big fights, and he's pulled it off. So I think, question is Michael Bisping, is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a guy that's going to, find himself, sitting next to, all the UFC legends one day,
Well, I mean, think about it this way. His last 5 fights, let's go through them. He beats Anderson Silva.
And not just beat Anderson Silva, he beat him convincingly. I mean, it wasn't
unanimous decision.
It was no fluke or anything like that. He went out there and he hit Anderson with some big shots, put him on his seat, and that one fight right there, you can make a claim.
Yeah. So he beats Anderson Silva. I almost said Anderson Cooper. That would have been a sight to see.
I wish he would beat the hell out of Anderson Cooper.
So he beats Anderson Silva in London. Then he goes against Luke Rockhold, knocks Luke Rockhold out, becomes champion.
What a beautiful knockout. I mean, he went out there and put hands on. He laid hands on that boy and put him out. Luke Rockhold, highly technical, skilled individual. I mean, the guy
middleweight champion.
I mean, he could do it all. But one thing about Luke Rockhold, man, sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off. You never know. And that night, he was asleep.
He had Demi Lovato on his mind, and who could blame him? And then he goes up against, in his title defense, Dan Hendo Henderson. Beats him.
That was a win for him. It was a tough
win.
It was a tough win.
They said it was a unanimous decision. That wasn't a unanimous decision.
That was the one fight Hendo had the chance to finally capture the UFC championship, and it slipped away, man. Just slipped right through his fingertips, man. But that was the one. He was so close, man. He hit him with that H-bomb one time. Boom! Put him on his set. I think he caught him twice in that fight.
Yeah.
And but Bisping, outsmarted him. Better fighter that night.
And then he ends up losing the title to George St. Pierre.
Oh man, that was a tough loss right there because man, Bisping got choked out like I've never seen a man get choked out before, man. I mean,
third round.
I mean, his neck was just. I mean, you couldn't even see his neck. It was frightening what happened to him. And then after that, I mean, he went a little bit downhill after that. Went over. What was it? What
it was no. He Gastelum.
Gastelum. Yeah.
3 weeks later.
Yeah. That was
in China.
That like in the Beverly Hills Cop movie. That was a mistake, Mr. Foley. You know what I'm saying? He should have thought wiser of that fight right there because it was definitely a rebound fight, as well as if I remember, it was doing a favor. Somebody had fell out.
I think somebody fell out of that fight.
And he stepped up to do a favor for the UFC. And in doing that favor, he went out there and suffered one of the worst losses, in his career. You know what I mean? So.
He was actually replacing Anderson Silva, who was suspended for the USADA violation.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that. I knew he was replacing somebody. I knew he was doing a favor, and I don't like when these fighters go and do favors because I don't think they get anything out of it.
Like the Cowboy Cerrone's
exactly. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do a favor, I'm saying, hey, Book, I need you to do me a favor tonight. I'm expecting either an envelope, where you. Slide it over, you know what I mean? You don't
manila envelope.
You don't say anything. You just, I need you to do me a favor. And you go, okay, what is that favor?
Well, after you pick up the envelope and gauge its weight.
Pick up the envelope. Once you pick it up, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's heavy.
What do you need?
What do you need? And how quick do you need it? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna do a job for this man, and trust me. I do that job well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about in situations like that.
So do you think Michael Bisping, though, good decision for him to retire? Do you think that, he's 39 years old, which is actually really good because we've always talked about when you get to that 4-0 mark, you should probably hang it up. So he's doing it before that. Do you think that this is the last we've seen of the count?
Bisbane seemed like a smart guy. That's one thing about him. You hear him, on UFC Talk, on the talk show there, and he's very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent guy. One thing about the guys like, Michael Bisping, like I say, he put Europe on the map as far as MMA goes. He's like a folk hero at home now. At home, he's not gonna have to worry about anything. In his homeland, he's a god. He's a king. He's Sir Michael Bisping. No, seriously. So for him to walk away from the game at 39 years old with all of his senses, I think it's a great idea for Michael Bisping to step away from it, still do the commentary, still be a part of it, still be able to be an ambassador for the game, work with the young guys. It's a good thing for him. Heated conversation, y'all. Stick around. We got a little bit more for you. Back in a minute. Yeah, man. Destiny. 1980, y'all. Houston Astrodome. Tito. Jackie. Marlon. Jermaine. Michael. Them boys bad, man. Ha! Yeah.
See, this is music right
Can
here.
you feel it?
Can you?
Can you feel
Can
it?
you dig it, though?
Can you feel it? Ah, yeah, man. See what I'm saying, man? This is real music, man.
This is real music.
Hey, man, no, cut that down real quick. You know what? I want you to listen to some real music, some more real music. That's bad right there. That's not, like I said, that's 1980. I was there, man.
Doesn't get better than
I
that.
was in the Astrodome. I was right there, close enough almost to touch Michael. I could see the dust fly off of him. That's how bad I. Hey, let me hear that clip. That boy that we was talking about. You know who I'm talking about? Real one.
Oh, God.
Let's hear it.
No.
This is that freestyle I was talking to you about. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Check it out.
I don't.
Check it out. Check it out.
May I express my appreciation of your admiration of my preparation? This is dedication, self-education without a graduation violation accusation. See you at the station, lawyered up, no hesitation, citation, litigation, declaration, delegation, no cooperation from a kid on probation. Plenty information who could put interrogation because I had no aspirations. Feeling a college application. If it's any consolation, my self-preservation is wasting on occasion in relation to your expectations. But hey, let's face it, I done shattered all your expectations. And all I got is my own, a whole court and the throne. Cause who's to judge you but you? Slamming scepter like a hammer in the mirror. Refuse to accept the fear and not becoming what you set out to be. Astounded to see, ran laps around, standards set out for me. Jump hurdles over freaking mediocrity. And y'all play limbos at the bar high. I've been jumping hurdles at the bar high. I run my mouth on the track and I throw the disc. Kiss got a lot in the vault. If you try and diss this, watch your broad jump ship. I kiss my fist, I let them fly. I cross my heart, I hope to die.
Boy, you see what I'm saying? The thing is, when you hear that right there, it make you want to old school, like the old school rappers when they throw their head. All that.
You know what? When you say old school,
it make you want to do that, man.
I know what you mean.
I'm serious.
You mean like when the old school rappers?
But the rap, that right there, that's money, dog.
You remember when the old school rappers would just use like big words and rhyme them, but they didn't really make any sense together? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. Now, is there some raw?
Oh man.
Is there any kind of talent there?
Hey,
Is there? Maybe.
I'm gonna let the public decide.
He's aware of. Oh, he is. He's made it very clear that he is aware of the different words in the English language. And he knows every word that ends with T-I-O-N. Someone on the text line just said, "Did he say probation?"
He did.
And then did he? Oh no, it says, "Did he say preparation H?" I do believe he said preparation H.
Oh my God, man, That's money, dog. Hey, but let's switch gears. But we got a few minutes left here on the show. We just finished talking about guy just getting out of the game at 39 years old. Michael Bisping retiring. The fighting mitts, the gloves. He's leaving them in the ring. And, I'm wondering why he didn't walk away like that, like most fighters do. Go out and have that one last fight at home, make that last bit of money, and walk.
He
away.
should
But
have.
I think he did have a fight in England, and
It was the Anderson Silva fight.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they couldn't go back. So. But we talked about Bisping retiring, but we got another fighter. Former UFC.
Yeah, just like you, he went back on his word after he said that I'm retiring the Spinneroonie. This guy went back on his word too.
Look, man, we ain't talking about old stuff. All right, we talking about
Why you want to bring up old stuff?
Exactly, we talking about right now and today, and what we talking about is a guy returning to the octagon, a guy who had 23 fights within the octagon between 1998 and the year of 2000 when he retired. Went into the Hall of Fame in 2009. This man is Chuck Liddell, making a return to the fight game at 48 years old. Say you want to do the trilogy with Tito Ortiz, and if the Tito Ortiz fight don't go off, he's still going to be competing with inside of, we don't know if it's going to be in a ring. We know it's not going to be in the octagon. That's not going to happen. Dana White already said, man, I told him to retire. And he should have, stayed retired. I don't know why Dana is so hot about, Chuck coming back. I don't know if you've seen some of the comments.
I saw
but he
some of them.
seemed to be pretty hot about, Chuck Liddell coming back to fight again, even if it's just one fight. Do you think Chuck Liddell is that brain damaged to what he don't want to see him get hurt or something like that? I mean, it's got to be something underlying, because if you ain't paying me money not to come back, like we talked about earlier on the show, those little notes that come in those mailboxes and those white envelopes, they're called bills, and they just keep coming, guys.
You know what the worst ones are? The white envelopes with the red letters on.
Oh, I ain't got none of those in a long time. So let's not even talk like that.
Well, yeah, Dana White was talking about it because the rumor is that Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions are going to be behind Chuck
and
Liddell.
And he's really hot about Oscar.
Yeah, he said, I don't know if Oscar De La Hoya is that smart. He isn't the brightest bulb on the porch. That's what he said. Oscar De La Aram is not that bright, but I don't know what he's thinking. Hopefully Chuck's going to do business. Hopefully Chuck is going to do his business right and not fight. The last thing I want to do is SHIT on Chuck Liddell because I love him, but I asked him to retire 10 years ago for a reason. And I think that you have something there, Book, when you talk about, I mean, I've seen some interviews with Chuck Liddell, and I like him a lot, and I know he's doing well. But
he's slow.
But
he's slow. He slowed down a whole lot.
There's a difference. There's a difference between 05 Chuck Liddell and 18 Chuck Liddell, and how much of it is age, and how much of it is the damage that he took within that octagon.
Well, a lot of it is the damage. I would think so. When one slow down, you could tell. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, and the thing is, what's crazy about it, you know it. You know what I mean? So it's like for myself. I mean, come on now. I can't go back and say I could do it like I did when I was 35 in the ring. I can't go back and do that. I can't go back and perform at that level or anything like that. But, hey, I could sit here in this booth and we could talk all day long. You know what I mean? And trust me, I'm going to keep up with your jab, your right hand, your hook, and your uppercut. You know what I mean? Because this is what I do. But for someone like Chuck Liddell to walk back inside of the octagon, knowing what kind of damage that he's taken, some of the devastating knockouts Chuck Liddell took at the end of his career. What's his name? What's the guy? I can't think of his name right now, fam.
Sugar Rashad Evans.
Sugar Rashad. You knew by this.
For this.
I hate that. Sugar Rashad Evans. When Sugar Rashad Evans knocked him out, that was a sign. That was a sign because Chuck Liddell in his heyday would have beat up that man any day of the week. That's just the way I feel. So to come back at 48 years old, it definitely could be
48 years old.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah.
At 48 years old, coming back at 48 years old.
48 years old.
Yeah,
God,
that's you know,
Not a good idea.
George Foreman came back at 40.
Yeah.
Something like that, and became the heavyweight champion again, like at 45 or something like that. But George Foreman had took off from the boxing games, from when he was a really, really young man, still in his 20s, to come back in his 40s, still, somewhat fresh, didn't get knocked out, but, one time, and that was by Muhammad Ali, and, the fight with Ron Lyle, it was a war, but he didn't get knocked out. He won that fight, so I think this situation right here, it can't be, nothing good could come out of Chuck Liddell coming back and fighting. But would I pay to see Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz inside a Bellator cage? Heck yeah, I would watch it.
But I thought Tito retired as well after that fight with Chael Sonnen.
Tito need redemption. And Tito know right now
This should be the time.
Chuck is slow. My back is all screwed up. I got screws in it and whatnot. I can barely move, but I think I can move a little quicker than Chuck these days. And one thing about these guys, man, they go to their grave thinking about these fights. You know what I mean? They want to finish it. The Sugar Ray Leonard, the Roberto Duran, the Tommy Hearns of the world. When those guys lost, they wanted to get it back. They wanted to go back, and avenge that loss. You know what I mean? So I know Tito. And I don't know. Tito got to be close to 52. I don't know how old is Tito. Tito what?
Tito's Tito. I think Tito maybe 40, right? He's younger. He was much younger than Chuck Liddell.
Tito got to be 40.
Let's see. Tito Ortiz is
42, 43.
Oh, 43.
Yeah, 43. So he's younger. He's a little fresher. I think he can go out there and get a victory, perhaps these days. Because Tito's looked pretty good in his last 3 fights.
He looked good.
He looked real good.
He looked good.
Yeah.
I would say real good, but he looked good.
Chael Sonnen.
Well, I mean, it's Chael Sonnen.
Man, he beat up on Chael Sonnen like he stole something. Beat up on him like come on. You saw it. You know what I mean? Dropped them fifth ward beats on that boy real good. You know what I mean? So, hey, if I had to pick that fight, I'm going with Tito.
I'm going with Tito, too, because Chuck hasn't fought in 8, going on 9 years. And is much older.
One thing about the fight game, man, it's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget. You don't.
I thought you say time off is your worst enemy.
I did say time off is your worst enemy, but I didn't say you forget. After time off. I mean, you just might be a little slower. You know what I mean? But I'm sure he's going to be able to go out there and remember, how to throw that big right hand.
But is it good for his health?
Of course not. But one of the guys, one of the texters just texted in, Chuck, old and broke, dangerous combo. That right? I believe that is fact. You know what I mean? When you ain't got the money that you had once upon a time, and you ain't living the way you once lived once upon a time, it could do something to you. You could want that back. You could want that roar of the crowd all over again. You know what I mean? Walking through the tunnel for some of those guys, man, is nostalgic. You know what I mean? So a guy like Chuck Liddell to make this walk, just like this texter said, the dangerous combo to be walking back inside of that octagon for some money. We've seen some of the older guys, come back and
Shamrock, Gracie.
Yeah, and get beat up really, really good. And we don't need none of that in our lives at this time right now. That's just the way I see it.
Well, but some guys, when they say they're done, they're done. Like, you're one of those guys. Shawn Michaels, one of those guys. Said y'all were done. You were done.
Finished.
Walked away. Couture. Randy hadn't come back.
We had things to do, too. We had other projects. For me, I walked away, thinking about walking away when I was 35 years old. I was like, man, how am I going to exit? What's going to be my exit strategy? Am I going to be prepared to walk away, and stay away from it and not, be tempted to put my boots on, knowing what kind of injuries that I've gone through, knowing, because sometimes, we as men, that's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop us from putting our boots on and lacing them up and going back out there, getting back in the war. That's not going to stop us. You know what I mean? When you need money, that's what happens. You lace them up. When you got bills, you lace them up. When you got kids, you got to put them through school. They got to have clothes on their back. We as men, we do strange things, and I think that's what Chuck Liddell is right now. He's at one of those points. Family, fame, fortune, won that limelight. He's at one of those crossroads to be able to think about coming back into a game as dangerous as the UFC at 48, closing in on 40, closing in on 50.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, I hope he's safe, and I hope nothing bad happens to him. I mean, that's a big risk. It's a big risk to take at any age, let alone the age of 48. Like you said, going on nearly half a century. That's not a good idea. Yeah. When you say something, you should stick to it.
Like me. You know what I mean?
Except when it came to the Spinneroonie.
Man, I ain't gonna talk about old stuff. Have I said anything about Devon lately?
No, you haven't.
I stuck to my word, right?
You said you wouldn't talk about
him. I walked
him.
away from the game. I said, hey, I'm done, right?
You did.
I walked away from
And you
it.
walked away.
Well, let's move on. Nick Diaz news, man. Not looking too good for Nick Diaz these days. Just last week, on Monday, he got arrested for domestic violence.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, my foot. If you get arrested for it, that's
innocent until proven guilty, folks.
That's true, and I really, honestly, truly feel that way. You know what I mean? But when the cops come and pick you up and put handcuffs on you and take you to jail, that's just not a good look. When you got a mug shot out there and it's related with the term domestic and then violence. Those don't go to they just don't go together.
Not good.
Very well at all, and it could ruin a career. This guy Nick Diaz just got cleared to come back and fight after his little anti-doping whatever I don't know issue. I don't know, it was marijuana, whatever.
I think so.
Whatever it was, Nick. If it was the Diaz brothers, it had to be do something with some smoke. Those guys are smokers.
They are.
What I mean? So therefore, like I say, it's not a good look at all. I remember once, just tell you a little story.
He was charged, though, by the way, with 2 counts of domestic battery. But go ahead.
2 counts. It's charged with 2 counts. So, like you said,
and a felony for strangulation, as well as a misdemeanor battery charge.
We talked about the War Machine issue here on the show before, and we know where he is right now, locked up behind bars for the rest of his life. But let me tell you a story. In the summer of 1985, it was a beautiful, beautiful time for Booker T. Everything was flowing. It was one of those deals to where, everything was good. And I had a girlfriend. We got into an argument. She said I put my hands on her. She called the cops. They showed up. They said, man, you about to go to jail. And I said, man, what are you talking about? She said, you put hands on her. I said, I didn't do that, officer. And the cop said, I know you didn't. Don't put yourself in this situation ever again, son, because it could lead you to a place you never want to go. Guys, this heated conversation, Sports Radio 610. Check us out next week, same place, same time. Bradley, Eddie Ed, we all about this mug. Later, y'all.